trainings we just did, I have a whole bunch of certificates.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Yes.
We can make it happen. I don't know if we have to work on that.
Aloha. So tonight I had a couple of things to do natural farming wise, but I wanted to start off talking about this pigeon pea. Who is familiar with pigeon pea?
I am.
So of those people that raise their hand that are familiar with pigeon pea, what's one thing you like about it?
It's beautiful. It's dal, right? It's from India?
Yeah.
No, not necessarily.
She's just been planting some like this.
So somebody else. Nitrogen fixer. Nitrogen fixer.
I love it because it tastes like soybeans. It's very close when you steam it. Yummy.
You can eat the raw ones off the bushes.
It's very vigorous for chopped raw.
Yeah,
The flowers are
these are.
So all these amazing things about it. If you are not growing pigeon peas, please grab some. You can take these dried pods and crack them open, and just one pod gives you about 3 peas. And they're these tiny little peas. Just put them in the ground, they'll grow really well. This is a great crop to start sowing now. So that way, you know, it'll get up and real big and make room for your garden to start underneath it. Great nitrogen fixer, all those, and it's a food, as everyone mentioned. So I have these here. If anybody wants some, come up and grab some.
How big is it?
It'll get huge if you let it, but you can prune it down and keep it short. Yeah. So what I was thinking today is I'd show you about this wetting agent here that we made, and talk a little bit about JADAM, natural farming that we've been doing, and then eat some food, and then actually mix up another batch of the wetting agent. So I brought the things to do that. So has anybody been trying these methods so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how many people have been using these methods? So a little bit more have been using these methods. So in natural farming, we've been following Master Cho. And recently his son just visited the Big Island, and he taught a course that was for ultra low cost farming. And that's what this orange book is. And so through that, he gave us a few more tools for our natural farming toolkit. And one of those is this wetting agent right here that we'll go through. And what this thing does is it spreads water out over the surface and makes it small so the microbes can spread, and also then your nutrients go right against the leaf surface. So any edible nutrients that you're spraying through natural farming ferments or anything will be assisted by this. When he came to visit, he laughed at what we were doing agriculturally. And he said that even our spraying, like where we spray for pretty much everything today, could be made more efficient by just adding this. So even if you're not going to replace anything you're using today, just getting this natural surfactant, which turns into a nutrient when it decays, and helps whatever you're spraying to be more effective, will save you a whole lot. So just this alone as a natural farming, or whatever type of farming you're doing, this surfactant. So I think we're gonna manufacture a whole bunch of this and get it out to farmers that are just spraying everything, because that way you can use less of whatever you're using if it's more effective.
Great. So would that be true if you were applying FPJ, you would also use the surfactant?
Yeah,
The wetting agent, okay,
yeah,
no matter what you're spraying?
yeah, it's gonna make it more effective.
Cool.
It's cool.
Okay.
Yeah, simple and easy, yeah. And then the other thing that he gave us was this here, which this is the more concentrated form. And has anyone tried to use this yet? You have? On what?
Aphids.
Did it work? Did you use this?
Wedding agent.
No, you need the wetting agent too, I think. That's why it didn't work.
I don't have one.
Okay, well, so I made it here today. We're gonna make it. So this is what you would call a pesticide, although you can't call it that. So instead, this is a natural bug solution, and it eliminates. It's sulfur-based, so it's essentially water-soluble sulfur, which is pretty much non-toxic to humans and exceptionally toxic to bad types of fungus, which cause disease. So this sulfur goes and it'll help to kill things when it's combined with the wetting agent. And I just, from personal experience, I've been doing these ultra low cost methods, and I've also been doing Master Cho's methods for about 8 years. And I've only been doing these for a couple months, but I just did these. Oh man, I sprayed it this morning, and I didn't really dilute it. But the liquid grass fertilizer, you know, he talked in the lecture about how it's going to be stinky.
Did your girlfriend leave?
No, it's so I was spraying it this morning. I took this stuff and I didn't dilute it with very much water, which I probably should have diluted with more water and or sprayed water after or before. Because the idea is that these microbes swim. And so if you put a lot of water into the ground, these microbes will swim down to great depths and then create life that whole way, so then your roots can have life further down. So when I just sprayed a little bit of microbes on the surface, I probably didn't do it right, but I was also spraying the liquid grass or the wild grass fertilizer. So maybe 5-6 days ago, I sickled a whole bunch of grass and put it in a trash bin and packed it as much as I could, and then I filled it up with water, and I took some just dirt that I found on the surface, like the leaf mold kind of dirt, put that in the bucket, kind of swished it around in this big trash can, left it. Today, which is like 5 or 6 days later, there's flies just swarming around it. And I didn't put all the grass in because it was long, so some parts are sticking out, but where the grass is in, it's like gross.
That's the way you make comfrey pig.
But it's breaking down, and it essentially, this cost me next to nothing. I mean, it cost me, of course I had to pump the water in there, and I had the trash bin already, but now I just made, 15, 20 gallons of now a really good fertilizer that supposedly gets better and better as I continue to just put the grass in there. So whatever kind of grass I had from my land, I just sickled it, all those things that would have been like weeds, and I sickled it all, put it in the bin, water, leaf mold. Now today I went to use it, so I took a couple cups of that, probably about a half gallon to a gallon's worth of it. Mix that into about 25-gallon sprayer it was about half full with water already, and filled the rest with the JMS solution that I had. And then I dumped some seawater in there as well. So the seawater was about 1 to 30 and all that, and I sprayed that this morning. And when I sprayed it, flies went everywhere. So,
So you regret putting the garden right next to the house?
no, it's fine. They were gone. The flies were gone. Like I sprayed it probably about 8 o'clock this morning, and the flies were gone by about, I don't know, definitely by the time I got home at 4. But I think they were mostly gone by noonish.
Is there any lingering odor?
No, and it didn't stink that bad, but when I was putting my hand into that bucket, that barrel, I got some on my hand, like, oh, it's gross. It was hard to get rid of. It was stinking on my hand. I was like, oh. Lucky I had some LAB, and then I put that on there, and then the stink went away, like, by the time I noticed it was gone, you know. But,
You got an anti-stain.
yeah, but I don't know, so, yeah.
So what's going on with the grass and the water that makes it an effective plant solution?
So what I believe, like it's breaking down, and what his theory is that basically the NPK, those nutrients you need to grow in a fertilizer, are already in the grass. Otherwise the grass wouldn't exist. It clearly has balanced nutrition to grow. So when you take that grass and you dissolve it, which is broken down by anaerobic fermentation, it's kind of like making a beer. It's a digestion process. They release the balanced nutrients now in a water-soluble form. But what's happening in this form is that with so much water, if you look at it under a microscope, you'll see protozoa and other higher order like nematodes and things swarming around in there, eating it up. And that's I guarantee that's what's causing the smell. Because when Cho Young Song was talking about the difference between his father's method and his method, he was talking about, we're told not to have awful smell. But when you look at microscope analysis of these two liquids, there's way more protozoa and like life in there. Like it's biological stew, for sure.
What if you put lab in?
I did put lab in it today.
You did, in the sticky one.
Yeah, because it stinks. Yeah, so I put some in there today. I put about maybe 3 or 4 ounces of lab in there.
What else would you recommend putting in that spray, Greg?
In the nutrient spray?
Yeah, when you're fertilizing your plants, what else would you throw in there? What kind of, maybe more traditional Master Cho ingredients?
So today that spray that I put out there, which was seawater, microbe solution, and the liquid, or the wild grass fertilizer, that's what I put out, plus water. That's because I wanted to try out these JADAM ultra low cost methods. But I truly think from Master Cho, where he has these other things, I got to add more calphos as soon as I make it. Because the calcium and the phosphate, I know I'm just lacking in that, so I'm making it from the bones. LAB.
And you throw that in almost everything, right? Well, feel like.
Yeah, and phyllite stuff if I had it, but I don't have it right now, so I'd have to get the phyllite, which is essentially it's before coal. Yeah, it's slate, right? Yeah. Yeah, so it's and they grind it up and they make a phyllite powder.
Have you looked where that's available?
I don't think so. BEI though, I think.
Vince
so
Mina
the Mina in the Maui, he has a ton.
Just email Vince and ask.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what
okay.
he said.
I think if you could just find basalt, rock and dust would be even better. Because our basalt has everything you need right in it. It just needs to be powdered up and then stuck in something like this to start breaking down.
Yeah, crushed basalt, I think, would is another huge mineral source. That he mentioned that actually as a substitute for the phyllite powder. You could take basalt and crush it and use that.
Powder would be better.
if you get mortar sand, it's really finely ground to salt. That's what that is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So you just go to Glover or wherever and get mortar sand.
Yep, okay, so there's our local replacement for that. So he was recommending putting phyllite powder in there as well, which is like ground up trees and stuff, but instead we can get crushed rock and use that as a substitute here locally. So who here is completely unfamiliar with IMO? Nobody? Awesome. I want to pass this around and you can look at it. This is IMOs that I found up on Monica. So let's see. They're up at like 9,000 feet.
Drake, how old is that?
How old is that?
Yeah, yeah.
I gathered it about a week ago.
Oh.
I went up to Mauna Kea and I got a little box and I took like some from under a lamane tree and I had just like 3 really nice like mycelium. Just oh man, it's so thick up there. Well, it's nice.
I was wondering if in making JADAM type solutions, JMS and such, we use leaf mold, you said. Could we use our IMO?
That's what I was thinking is to use IMO 3 and to use yeah. Because I've been thinking about ways to kind of like meld the two together. And I think using IMO 3, or someone told me they used IMO 2 even, and it worked.
Yeah, I used the IMO 4 with some dirt together, and then also I followed the nutrient cycle. My plant needed water solution phosphate, so I used it. Now I have so many flowers and so many fruits now. I only sprayed less than 1 week ago. Yeah, and it works.
And you use foliar spray or do you do
No,
soil?
I usually give a ground soaking because the plant usually need to feed by the root 90%. Sprayer is only 10%.
No, Drake, when they clarified, at one point somebody asked about whether to use the leaf mold or the soil underneath it, and they pretty much said the soil underneath it is what they're using, not the leaf mold.
Yeah, it's kind of both. Like you want a majority of that dirt. When you go under leaf mold, you'll notice under leaf mold, dirt will be in clumps, clusters, like big, First, it won't be very powdery under leaf mold. It'll always be clustered, and that clustered dirt is clustered because microbes are actually like bacteria form aggregates, and then fungus actually create those structures. So that's when you gather that, you're gathering a whole bunch of biology in that dirt. So, we should take time to eat, and then I'll set this stuff up. Are there any other questions before we go about just anything? Any questions?
What's the wedding agent? I'm sorry, I don't know.
So this wetting agent here just makes everything you spray more effective. It helps. So a droplet would be like this, but you use the wetting agent and it all spreads out.
I guess I mean, what is the wedding agent made from?
That's what we'll go through after this.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. Okay, so let's make a circle and we'll sing "Give Home Mine," and then we'll do something.
All right, good word, yeah.
Okay, so Eho Mai is just a way of kind of thanking the powers above and the microbes below and meeting in the center here with all of us. Eho Mai kai ke mai duna mai e ona mea una noia ona mere Eho Mai Mai kai ke mai nuna mai e o na called JWA, which is JADAM wetting agent. So this is its final form here. I mean, its final form will actually be diluted when you go to use it. But this is its form here where it's ready. And this has already gone through a two-step process. I'll go through the first step here today of how you actually make this. And then the second process we did at Ginger John's. And I have a video so we can actually see the second process. But essentially what I'm going to do here today is to make soap.
That's essentially what a wetting agent is.
Right.
So,
Super easy, super
Wetting agent
simple,
brings up the
yeah,
surface
clean your soap. Natural farming's clean and sweet and clean.
spreading agent.
But this is not just ordinary soap. This is a soap that Cho Young-sung himself kind of developed this process to make it quickly and to make it this way. So what the tools I have that I need are, I have a scale that I can measure in grams with, which is nice. I have canola oil. I have potassium hydroxide and a container suitable for high temperatures.
Yep, don't blow us up.
Yeah, and some
Oh, I
water.
see, looks like it melted.
Some water and also a hand blender. So these,
Never mind.
and protection for yourself, probably breathing protection too would be good. I got some gloves and some goggles, and these probably are unnecessary for this one here, but when you're making the sulfur one, these are definitely necessary. So if you look at the bottom of this container, it warped, and this was a different recipe that I was making, which was the sulfur recipe that produced the sulfur that I have. This one is a little less lower temperature. The potassium hydroxide melts at a lower temperature. So you see in this container I've already measured out. I'm going to make just a gallon's worth of this wetting agent here. So I've already measured out, in this book, this orange book, it gives you the recipes in really easy, and there's some there, or you can get them at the Sweet Cane.
What page?
So this is page 267, if you have the book. And it has this little chart, this little green graph here that shows what exactly to use. So I got, so I added the initial water in here. I got 0.125 liters. And the easy way to measure volumes is to use actually my scale. And milliliters and grams are equivalent. So you can just put it on the scale and measure it that way.
What a system that makes sense.
So I have 1.25 liters in there. Then I'm going to add in 0.16 kilograms of potassium hydroxide and dissolve it completely. Then I'm going to add in the oil, and then I'm going to mix it up, and this makes soap.
Where did you get your potassium hydroxide?
So I got this off Amazon, which is incredibly amazing.
Amazon?
But Amazon.com, so 0.16 kilograms, so I think that's 160 grams, right? I don't know, I'm not a scientist.
Your glasses. Get your
Glasses
glasses
on,
on.
please.
Yeah, no, the glasses are the important part. No, I should probably have a respirator or something for this.
Do you want us to open a door on each
No,
side?
it's not gonna off gas, it's just that you don't want this, potassium hydroxide to get in you.
She kind of bounced around.
Is it a solid?
Yes.
Crystals, yeah.
I think I need 160 of this though.
Can we check?
Yeah, someone verified.
Okay,
Seems like a lot.
0.16?
267.
0.16
.16 kilograms, 0.35 pounds. .16 kilograms.
Kilogram is 1,000 grams.
It's 1,000 grams, that's correct.
Yeah. Are you sure your scale is on?
So 0.1 kilograms.
This looks like a lot.
Yeah, it does. With that much water, something's not right.
We have a European who said it's right. He does 7 grams.
0.16.
For 5 gallons,
1.6 kilograms.
1.3
Oh,
gallons.
wait a second, look up again.
It'd be probably about a third of a pound.
Yeah.
Is that,
Right there,
you know, make it do the common sense test.
It's 5.7 ounces. That's pretty good.
That seems like a lot.
It's 163. Okay, so let's just give it a try out.
Yeah.
It's 163 kilograms? You want point,
162 grams.
Okay, it says
5 liters
0.16 kilograms.
Yeah.
for 1.3 gallons. Yeah.
160
Point-
grams. It's saying that.
Yeah, 160
It's
grams.
kilograms.
Yeah, that's what it is. But 160 grams. That's what it is.
5.64.
So we gotta convert to the grams in this country because we're.
And your water,
Yeah. We're used to it.
This is for 5 liters.
Yeah, 160 grams is what we
That's
need.
about right.
So that's right, what you don't, yeah.
This is right.
Yeah. Seems like a lot, but that,
Yeah, I mean,
probably won't need much water, so it's.
Do it and run.
so essentially what you do in the beginning is
There you go, that's doing it.
pour water on and dissolve it. Breathe out.
That's all you need to do to dissolve it?
Yeah, it's, you know, potassium is highly,
Makes sense, but then you think,
highly reactive stuff.
At least that, you know, this time around, nobody wants to
you
get
put the
really
whole
close.
thing in?
Right.
It's actually 20.
It's like, no, we won't get real close to
I
breathing.
just know what.
No, so everyone's way more cautious now.
Yeah, after that bubbling display the other day.
Okay, so now
What
I've got
Drake
these,
said.
I added in
I saw
9
that.
liters of that, and now you see I got oil basically, the first was the solvent. Now, essentially, I'm just gonna blend it up. And this thing does get warm. Sounds like it dissolved all the,
It's dissolving the blender.
you're making a crunchy version.
you see how it's still liquidy? I'm like blending it until it comes like mayonnaise.
Drake, is there a minimum temperature that it needs to get to in order to, for the chemical process to take place? You know, you're
I think so.
changing that lye into a soap?
We're making phospholipids.
Yeah, there's sodium
Yeah, I
hydroxide
figured
and there's potassium hydroxide. Mainly what you have in soaps now is sodium hydroxide. Potassium hydroxide makes it more liquid instead of liquid soap.
It's still kind
It's
of
not hot,
liquidy.
it's warm.
It looks like cream.
It's a great rule in computer science, which is like never demonstrate anything. So you can see its consistency is starting to change, and you don't wanna overmix it, and you don't wanna undermix it. So
It's starting to look like the other stuff you got there.
Can I see this guy?
So now this is all set and done. So if you wanna come up and feel it, it's kind of warm. So this is the first stage. So essentially what I do right now is I wanna wait about 2 days for this first water and oil and heated process to like solidify. Once it's solidified, then I go through the second process, which is to add water up till about here, and then to re-blend it. So in the case that we did it at Ginger John's, we had that huge 100-liter like kind of container that we did it in, and we didn't have a drill with a tip long enough. You had a drill like a mixing bit, not for a drill. We didn't have a bit long enough to get in there, plus the bit was kind of gross, it had paint and stuff adhered to it. So he said, let's not use that. Instead, we used our hands. No, so this is soap, it's not that gross. I wouldn't use hands for the green grass fertilizer, that's for sure. So what we did was we just reached inside and scooped the stuff, and it's like gelatinous. You know when your soap's in the shower too long and it kind of starts to like leak? Yeah, it's like slimy, goopy stuff. Essentially, this whole product is like that once you've added all the water in. So then you just want to stir it. And you want to get the correct amount of water, and you want to break up any big chunks and kind of just squeeze it and make it as fine as possible. But don't worry about it too much, because we didn't really, you know, there were 3 people mixing in the 100-liter one, and they mixed it for like about 5 minutes or less. And they were satisfied. There were still like chunkies and things floating in there. And what you need to do then is to get a long stick and be able to stir the chunkies off the bottom once or twice in the next couple days. And in the next 4 days, what will happen is it turns into this liquid here. Yeah, you can see and pass it around and see it's warm. There's definitely some kind of weird chemical reaction going on there. I have no idea. But this product here enables you to do a pretty cool trick, that you can now test your water quality for hardness or softness. So this water that I used here for this one, I didn't get it from the sink. I actually used it from my mom's water bottle, which was rainwater from our house. Had I used the water from the sink, I happen to know it's hard water. So, can I use your jar of water? What?
And that is from the bathroom sink.
Okay, so this is water from the bathroom sink. So the only thing I have to do is to add a couple drops of this wetting agent into here and shake it up, and we can see the hard or softness of this water. So I added a fair amount there, sorry.
So it's super important when you make the wetting agent to use
Soft water.
soft water.
So as you can see, right immediately when I put it in, it clouded up, right?
Yeah.
So without even shaking it, just putting the wetting agent in, it's super cloudy. Now if I shake it,
It's really warm.
Yeah.
It's not too bad, I guess. I don't know how much, maybe I should try it with just a drop or two in there. And see. But,
You got foam?
yeah, I got a ton of foam.
It's like butterscotch almost.
Okay, well, so when you get a ton of foam like this, this indicates that your water is pretty soft. Now, when I poured that in, it wasn't very accurate at all. I put a fair amount in. I'm just supposed to put a couple drops in there. So I'm not sure if that has a, I don't have a little
Well, is it just county water?
Yeah.
So let's go in the sink and try it again.
Let me try it one more time.
Intermittent music.
Okay, so I'm just going to try to put a drop.
That's what this all too, so you can compare.
Okay, so so I put a couple drops in. So do you see the it looks like a dark cloudy color, right? I think it's supposed to be clear, right? If it was not hard water. So if there's a couple drops in there, it's going like that, and then let's see if I shake it. So clearly it matters on how much soap you put in too, but
Well, isn't hard water when it has a lot of minerals in it?
so here, and then,
Yes.
Mom, do you still have some water? So I'm gonna pour this out and then we'll try the same amount of
So
drops.
I don't think the soils here are mineral rich. A lot of it's iron backed up.
We came up to my place and we have well water, which is the cleanest aquifer, biggest aquifer in the world.
Yeah.
My thought is, hey, it'd be soft water. Other people thought it's hard water. The test, it's hard water.
Yeah. Nah, not that much. I hope not. Sorry to use all your water.
So there's more.
There's some more hard water. Okay, so this is rainwater then comparison. So
Put another drop in and see what happens.
well, I want to shake this one first. So same amount, and then try to shake this one.
And it's got foam, yeah.
Okay, so see how this one now has a layer of foam and the other one didn't?
And it's getting clear right away down below too.
So this is a way to then determine your water's hardness. There should be a fair amount of foam on top. And so you see that was, a few drops, and then there was more foam from the rainwater, which rainwater is usually soft water. So if you try to use rainwater, and then, although the bubbles went away pretty fast, but there's,
It wasn't a whole lot of soap.
there's probably like an ideal amount of milliliters or something to test with, but
Can you comment on distilled water?
distilled water is supposed to have nothing in it, so I imagine it would be soft. Because really, the water hardness, what it is it's like calcium's in there. So when it comes from a ground source, it has these minerals and these calciums in the water, and that's what makes it hard. Like I know traditionally, like well water, if you use it to shower, then it builds up on the shower.
Yeah.
Whereas, but if you use a water softener, then that doesn't happen. And so soft water doesn't do the same thing. So this won't change your water softness, but what it will do is determine your water's hardness or softness. And you can always test against rainwater with the same volume with this. And then when you go to make it, you want to use really soft water. And also when you're going to spray on your plants, you want to use soft water because then it distributes better. And all these things. So, so let me. Does anyone want to see how they did it at John's?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got that video right here. So what we're doing here, oh, it's not even up there. Here. Oh, sorry, hang on. Okay, let me make sure it goes up there. I always love, yeah, never demonstrate anything.
You're in the setup
Okay,
guide.
okay, I got it. Okay. Sorry, it's too loud. Okay, can everyone see that right there?
Yep.
Okay, so. So with this water bottle, we tested the water softness, and you can see it's soft. It has some bubbles up above. And then they're putting the, so they're just manually mixing that soap, that crud that's at the bottom there. He's just reaching in with his hand and just squishing it, and just kind of like, as we're adding the water. Usually if you had a drill, you could just take the drill and kind of drill it in and soften it up that way. You don't, but be cautious, don't over drill it. It's better just to like, you want to just break up the big clumps, break it up, and then like the next day stir it, and then let the water, let it dissolve. Because into this drum where they got all that soap at the bottom, they're going to fill it up to 100 liters. And so it's a fair amount of water that goes in there, but he's just like kind of, if you don't have a drill, you can use a broom.
So he's trying to avoid a lot of agitation at this point?
Yeah, too much. Like you want to get it broken up so it's not just a solid mass. You want to get lots of surface area, but you don't want to necessarily like whip it up.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be foamed, it just needs to be dissolved.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Did they bring their own orange hats?
You start natural firing, that's what happens. Grows up.
You grow an orange hat on your head?
So you can see what they're doing, and then I'll just kind of, we can just wait a minute or so, just to watch and see how.
Drake, can I ask you a question? You know, the stuff that you just made here, and you said you gotta wait 2 days.
Yeah.
Can you tell me why that is and what you're looking for?
Okay, that's all we get to watch anyway.
Oh.
This is a chemical reaction, and something's happening because if you feel this, it's warm. Did everyone get a chance to feel it?
Yes.
Yeah, it's warm, right? And so that heat is causing something to happen, and now you look at it, it's completely like congealed. It's like,
It's the
starting to harden
reaction,
up.
it's the chemical reaction
So-
that's creating the heat.
So I stirred it to a certain degree to get a certain amount of mixed, and now it's starting to harden as it does. And this product here, before I go to the wetting part, is almost like a bar soap. And so something happens here with the heat and the little bit of water that I mixed in, that it somehow changes that oil to accept that water, and it hydrates it. Maybe I don't exactly know. And you gotta let it completely cool and dry and do its thing for 2 days there, 2 or 3 days actually.
Do you cover it?
No, I just left it like this. I mean, it's fine. And then I added the next, it's 2 liters of water, 3 liters of water, I think, into this. Let me, I'll tell you exactly.
I think it's 4.
It's 4 liters of water into that, which is nearly a gallon. So in this container right here is 5.5 liters. So it fills almost up to here, filling. And then what I did was I just took, I used this hand blender, and I just turned it on and just went through, just like kind of like ground it up, and then it was floating, and then added the right amount of water, Like, 'cause I didn't add all the water, I added about that much water and ground it up, that way I could get the tool in there. Then I added the rest of the water, and then the next day I just came back and I reached down to the bottom and then just massaged the big pieces, just kind of like squished them through my hand and made them small pieces. And then now it's, in 3 days, here it is, it's completely dissolved and now a stable product. But if you over drill, this thing will separate out and it won't adhere this way. Like, yeah, it'll separate. Like right here, it's clear and it's this color, and it'll start to get lighter over time, just naturally.
Can you keep it in a sealed container?
I don't think it matters.
And it's got shelf life?
I think so. I'm pretty sure.
It's essentially soap.
Yeah, no, it's essentially soap, but it's
Yeah.
made really quickly by this
Yeah.
chemical reaction, and that's what he says. It's soap. You can use it to wash your body or your clothes or your dishes, or
Yeah.
combine this and LAB and like get the whole package. So,
In a pinch, can you just use dishwashing soap or something like that?
no,
No.
no. No, dishwasher soap has all kinds of stuff in it. This here is actually is a nutrient. So that's one of the ways to get like through approval for this stuff. Like if we start saying we're making surfactants and wetting agents, we may have trouble. But if we just say this is a nutrient that we're adding into our plants, and it breaks down in 5 days. It's completely broken down actually into nutrients for your plants to eat. So it's a completely biodegradable surfactant that we use. And so it's actually, yeah, call it a nutrient. So any other questions on this? Yes?
What were the measurements that you used for that size that you were using?
It's in the book right here. You got the book?
Yeah.
Okay, so go to page 267, and there's a little chart that tells you for these small sizes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the that side.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Is this something where you can use your blender now on foodstuffs later? Or is this dedicated to this sort of thing now?
I'm going to use this probably just for this, but it is soap. It is completely biodegradable. It's completely safe for you. Just be careful you don't like make it all soapy. Like it's kind of hard to clean out this very bottom part, but just turn it on enough in water and it eventually gets it out. Yeah, yeah. Any other questions?
Thank you.
Yeah. So I wanted to let you know I'll be teaching down in the Pahoa area, down at Hawaiian Sanctuary on Thursdays for this month. It starts at 8 in the morning, and I think Kim Chang's class is full to make inputs, but we will have more classes soon if you want to learn more. And you can visit naturalfarminghawaii.net and also cgnf-hawaii.org. Those are our two websites if you want to learn more. So thank you everyone for coming out, and yeah, it was really good food, yeah, so thank you.
Yeah, that was awesome.